That hit me like a brick last week, and it hasn't stopped echoing since. Anyway, let me backtrack for a sec. I'm Eli, 29 now, born and raised in Venice Beach. Not the bougie Instagram Venice, I mean the gritty, sun-beaten corner, where every garage smells like oil and ambition. I run a custom motorcycle shop. Built it from scratch, starting at 20 with nothing but borrowed tools and bad coffee. It ain't glamorous, but it's real. I got my calloused hands, my crew, and a damn good reputation. A year ago, I thought I had everything. Business was stable. I had good people around me, and I had Ivy. Yeah, her. She was this bright-eyed intern from New York, trying to claw her way into the publishing scene in LA. We met at this bookstore pop-up I helped sponsor her tote bag, said editor-in-chief in training, and I made some dumb comment like, "That bag got more ambition than my entire toolbox." She laughed, said she liked that I was grounded, said I made her feel safe. I ate that shit up. She moved in 6 months later. At the time, I thought we were building something. I mean, I didn't have a college degree or some shiny job title, but I paid the rent, stocked the fridge, drove 45 minutes just to drop off snacks when she pulled all-nighters. I did it because I loved her. Hell, I believed in her more than she did herself some days. But looking back, man, there were signs. A year ago, the shifts started. Small first, it was little stuff. Ivy started talking about upgrading her circle. She'd come home from influencer events. Sasha dragged her to Sasha being her roommate turned bestie, who called herself a digital empowerment strategist. Whatever the hell that meant, and Ivy would start dropping words like alignment and visual value. I didn't get it, but I figured, okay, she's evolving. I'm not here to hold her back. Then Sasha started making comments, always subtle, always smiling. "Oh, it's so cute that you fix bikes, like a real man's man thing, you know." Or my favorite, you should totally do a rebrand. Eli has rugged boyfriend energy, not partner material. Not in your lane, babe. WTF is that even supposed to mean? But Ivy laughed. She laughed every time. And yeah, that started to sting. 6 months ago, T got weird. Ivy's following started growing. She started getting free PR books and soft launch invites to bougie restaurant openings. Suddenly, I didn't fit into her grid. She started posting solo shots or pics of her oat milk latte with captions like, "Dating yourself is underrated." Cool. I brought it up once like, "Hey, is there something going on? Are we good?" She hit me with Eli. "You don't get how this world works. You think in bolts and brake pads. I have to think in stories and optics." That was the first time I felt truly out of sync with her. But I didn't push. I told myself, ride the rough patch out. We'd been together almost 3 years. This was just growing pains. Spoiler, it wasn't. 3 months ago, I bought the ring. Yeah, that's the part that still makes me want to scream into a muffler. I bought a ring. Not some basic thing either. I got it custom made from this guy who works with reclaimed metals. The band was forged from an old piston I salvaged on my first big project, and the stones were our birthstones, set into a jagged little heart. She once said she hated cliché jewelry. I listened. I built the thing with meaning. I was going to propose on our trip to Joshua Tree, Sunset, her favorite playlist, wine she always pretended to understand. Didn't happen. Because 2 days before the trip, Ivy needed space. The breakup that wasn't a breakup. She came home late, smelling like Sasha's overpriced perfume, and sat me down like she was about to tell me my dog died. "Eli," she said, "you're amazing, but I feel like I'm limiting myself." I thought I misheard. I actually laughed. I was like, "Wait, what?" She started throwing around words like trajectory, image cohesion, and I swear personal aesthetic upgrade. I sat there in oil-stained jeans, listening to the girl I practically carried through 2 years of unpaid internships tell me I was off-brand. When I didn't say anything, she said it wasn't a breakup, just a break. Time to reflect. Yeah, okay. She left that night. Last week, karma with Wi-Fi, here's where it turns. Last week, I'm lying in the hospital after surgery. Not life-threatening, just a busted shoulder after a dumb shop accident. I'm high off anesthesia and scrolling through Instagram because what else is there to do? First thing I see, a story from Sasha's alt account. It's Ivy. Drunk. Grinding on some suit-looking dude at a rooftop party. Her caption breaks are good for clarity. I froze. Thought it was a prank. Then I saw the tag hidden. Sneaky on me. That was intentional. Sasha wanted me to see it. And I snapped. Now, you want to talk revenge, stay tuned. I didn't yell, didn't text, didn't post a sad quote. I started planning. Because here's the thing, you don't spend 3 years building someone up, watching them turn their back, and just walk away clean. Nah. You walk away with a plan, and I had one. The night Ivy thought she was reinventing herself with rooftop cocktails and men in turtlenecks. That was the night I stopped being her background character. And soon, the entire internet would know. Oh, I'm in that hospital bed, shoulder bandaged up, phone buzzing in my lap, and all I can think is, nah, no way she went that low. But she did. They both did. Sasha tagging me in that story hidden tag. No public shame, just private humiliation. Like she wanted to make sure I saw it, but keep it classy for her followers. Who even does that? I remember just staring at the screen, heart pounding, but not from painkillers. It was that slow burn kind of anger, the kind where your chest tightens and you're like, oh, it's go time. And then something in me just clicked. Screw crying, screw feeling sorry, screw letting them win. You want to brand me as not in your lane, fine. I'll build my own damn road, one you'll both get steamrolled on. So yeah, I started plotting, and no, I'm not ashamed. First move, control the narrative. A couple days later, I got discharged and headed home, arm still in a sling. My guys at the shop had everything handled. Bless them. I was supposed to rest, but there was something more urgent. I sat down in my garage, my space, my truth, and started filming. Just me, in my oil-stained tee, one functioning arm, and raw-ass honesty. I didn't name names, didn't even call her out directly, I just told my story, how I supported someone I loved, how I sacrificed my time, money, energy, how I got tagged in a story where she was already replacing me 24 hours after needing space. I didn't dramatize it, I didn't script it. I just hit record and talked like I was talking to a buddy over beer. When you give someone everything, I said, and they say you're too small for the life they want, it doesn't break you, it frees you. I posted it to TikTok and Instagram Reels with the caption, "She needed a break." I needed the truth. Didn't think much of it. By morning, it had 100,000 views. Sasha's followers are not loyal. Turns out people can smell fake a mile away. Comments poured in. Wait, is this about that Ivy chick with the aesthetics feed? Bro, this is real as hell. Sending you love from Detroit. This is what a man sounds like when he actually cared. I checked Ivy's page, still perfectly curated, still quiet. Until it wasn't. Because people started tagging her, asking questions, dropping my video link under her posts. And that's when she broke the golden rule of fake influencer life. She got defensive. She commented under one of her own reels, "Breakups happen. This narrative is toxic and manipulative." First off, girl, you started this with Rooftop Turtleneck Boy and secret tags. Second, you don't get to silence someone just because they finally told the truth. So I posted a follow-up. Same tone, no rage, no names. Just me, holding up an old grocery receipt from 2 months ago. $147.29 for oat milk, protein bars, and biodegradable cat litter for a cat I didn't want but loved anyway. Caption. He paid the bills. She paid attention to her algorithm. That one hit 1 million. Then came the DMs. My inbox turned into Confession Central. People, mostly dudes, but not just started messaging me like I'd cracked something wide open. One guy said his ex used him for 3 years while she tried to be a food blogger. One woman told me her boyfriend left her after she paid his law school tuition for someone with more connections. I was just telling my story, but apparently I'd hit a nerve people were afraid to name. This wasn't about heartbreak anymore. It was about pattern recognition. Sasha was next, and she did it to herself. So here's the wild part. I never went after Sasha. I didn't even mention her. But you know what they say, hit dogs holler. She posted a 3-minute TikTok that tried to clear the air and ended up making her look like a gaslighting seminar. She said stuff like, "We all outgrow people. That's not betrayal, it's growth. Not everyone can keep up with high vibe frequencies. He clearly has unresolved wounds from being left behind. Girl, you invited this heat." The comments destroyed her. "You mean like how you tagged him in a video of his girl with another guy? High vibe sis, you threw him under the bus on camera? Do y'all even hear yourselves?" Her follower count dropped by 30K in 2 days. Meanwhile, I got offers. This part blew my damn mind. A week after my videos went up, I got an email from a podcast. They wanted me to guest on a segment called Digital Ghosting and Modern Grief. A bike guy talking about grief. Wild. Then a small PR agency reached out. They wanted to collaborate, said my story was raw, relatable, and perfectly timed for Mental Health Month. I laughed at first. But I said yes. I mean, why not? I wasn't trying to become some internet star. But if my mess could help people feel less stupid for loving the wrong person, I'd take that gig. So yeah, next thing you know, I'm sitting in my garage again, mic'd up, talking about codependency, emotional labor, and how Instagram filters don't clean up broken character. And people listened. Then Ivy slid back in. Of course she did. 3 weeks after everything blew up, she texted. "Hey, I saw some of your posts. I didn't realize things felt that one-sided. Can we talk?" Nah. Then, "I know I hurt you. Sasha pushed me into a lot of toxic thinking. I let it happen. I'm sorry." Still nope. She sent a voice note, crying. "Something about you were the only real thing I had, and it didn't mean anything with that guy, and I didn't know Sasha would tag you." Sure. You didn't know, but you were in the damn frame. I didn't respond. She followed up a few days later with a handwritten letter left at my shop. Inside was the ring box I'd once hidden behind my workbench. Unopened. She wrote, "If you still believe in us, use it. If not, keep it. It was never about the stone." You know what I did. I mailed it back. No note. Just the ring, and a photo of me and my crew under the new garage sign that says, "Built from heartbreak, tuned for peace. This morning, I woke up to a notification. My first video, the one from the hospital, it just hit 5 million views. I sat there, sipping black coffee, arm fully healed now, and I couldn't stop smiling. Because sometimes, you don't need to scream. Sometimes, all you need to do is let the truth speak louder than the aesthetic. And damn, that truth echoed. So Ivy faded out again. After the letter and the ring drop off, she went quiet. Or maybe I just stopped looking. Either way, I didn't miss her. But what happened next? That's when asterisk T started getting real. Because once your story blows up online, people don't just scroll past, they start connecting the dots. And some dots you don't even know exist until people start emailing you screenshots. No joke. Someone DM'd me a screen recording from a private influencer Discord where Sasha was ranting about controlling exes and bitter masculinity going viral. She actually called me Garage Boy. Okay, cool. I can be Garage Boy. Garage Boy built a 6-figure shop from a storage unit and a busted Honda. Garage Boy's booking waitlist just hit 8 months. Garage Boy is thriving. So go ahead, Sasha, keep talking. Every word out of your mouth just confirms what I already know you hate that I didn't fold. You hate that I got louder when you tried to make me invisible. You thought you were the main character? Plot twist, sweetheart. Let's rewind a bit, though. Because this part actually shocked me. About a month after I went semi-viral, I got an email. Short, polite. Hi Eli, I'm Casey. I produce digital stories for the Echo Project. We focus on personal truth, digital relationships, and generational impact. Would love to feature your journey. Interested. Now, the Echo Project isn't some random blog. It's legit. I'd seen their clips on YouTube. Deep, raw interviews. No frills. Just you and a mic and your truth. I was nervous, like sweating through my shirt nervous. I almost said no. But then I thought, screw it. I've already told half the internet what I've been through. Why not tell it clean, uninterrupted, and intentional? So I said yes. We filmed it in my garage. No makeup, no fake lighting, just me in front of my workbench. I told the whole story start to finish. The sacrifices, the slow fade, the betrayal I didn't see coming. How love turned into an algorithm. How someone I trusted let someone toxic speak louder than my actions ever could. At the end, Casey asked, if Ivy watches this, what would you want her to know? I thought for a second. Then I said that I'm grateful she left, because staying would have killed the version of me that's sitting here now. That clip alone went viral on TikTok. They cut it perfectly. That line, paired with this tiny inhale I took not for drama, just because it was true. Ivy did see it, by the way. You can always tell when they watch. She liked the post from a burner account, one of those at sunsetbooks_92 kind of handles. I didn't say anything. Didn't block her. Just left her there, quiet, watching. Let her see what growth looks like when it isn't filtered through curated captions and latte foam. Meanwhile, Sasha. Well, remember how she said I had bitter masculinity vibes? Someone sent me a clip from her TikTok live where she full-on broke down crying after she lost her biggest brand deal. Apparently, a sustainable skincare company dropped her after the drama. Her damage control was basically, this is cancel culture and I was just trying to empower women. Girl, no one canceled you. You sabotaged yourself with ego. Also, newsflash, empowering women doesn't mean stepping on men who cook your damn HelloFresh meals and pay your rent. Anyway, she disappeared for a while, deleted all her videos, went on a digital sabbatical or whatever PR term they use for I fucked around and found out. But the real twist. That came a few weeks later. I'm in the middle of customizing a Ducati for a client when a woman walks into the shop. Button-down shirt, Doc Martens, leather notebook. She looked like she walked out of an NPR segment on women in journalism who drink bourbon neat. Eli, she asked. Yeah. I'm Sam. I write for Gear Plus Grit magazine. Saw your story, saw your work. I want to profile your shop. I blinked. You want to write about me? She smiled. About your story, but also about how you're rebuilding something from it. There's enough sob stories out there. I'm more interested in transformation. That word hit me. Transformation. Not revenge, not collapse. Rebuild. I said yes. Sam spent 2 days with me at the shop, interviewed my crew, asked questions no one ever had before. Like, what would 20-year-old you say if he saw this place now? And did heartbreak make you a better businessman or a better man? I didn't know how to answer half of it. But I tried. She even helped organize a local meetup, Ride for Recovery, a small bike show where all proceeds went to mental health orgs for young men. That day, we had over 200 people show up. Guys who'd been cheated on, guys who'd been used, guys who got labeled too soft or not ambitious enough. We weren't there to rage. We were there to breathe. To say, hey, you're not weak for loving hard. You're not dumb for hoping. You're human. I think that was the first time I felt free. After the event, Sam and I grabbed drinks. Nothing fancy, just this dive bar near the boardwalk. She asked if I'd seen Ivy lately. I laughed. Nope. And I don't care to. She looked at me, not judging, just quiet. Good, she said finally. You deserve better than someone who only clapped for you in private. That line stuck with me. Because damn, wasn't that the whole thing? She loved me when I was behind the scenes, in the shadows, paying bills, fixing leaks, lifting her dreams on my back. But the second I needed space in her frame, suddenly I was off-brand. Nah. Never again. And yeah, something's been happening between me and Sam. Slow, casual. She doesn't rush me, doesn't treat me like a project, doesn't care if I've got grease under my nails or if I still flinch a little when certain songs come on. She listens. And for the first time in a long time, I don't feel like I'm performing. I just am. This morning, I woke up to a package on my doorstep. No name. Just a small box. Inside was the tote bag Ivy carried the day we met the one that said Editor-in-Chief in training. And a note. I don't want to be edited anymore. I just want to be real. I'm sorry, I held it for a second. Then I tossed it in the closet. Because honestly, I'm done reading drafts that were never meant to be published. 2 months ago, if you told me I'd be the poster boy for heartbreak recovery in a denim jacket and work boots, I would have laughed in your face. But now I'm just living. No filters, no curated sob stories, just real F** cucking life. Business is booming. I hired 2 new guys at the shop, both younger, both hungry to learn. One of them, Nate, told me my TikTok video inspired him to stop trying to impress his ex and finally open his own mobile detail gig. He works weekends with us and runs his van the rest of the week. Says it's the happiest he's ever been. That kind of asterisk, and that's what hits me in the chest. Not the views, not the brand collabs. The real stuff. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's go back to 3 weeks ago, the day Ivy came back for real. It was a Wednesday, hot as hell. We were working on a vintage Triumph, mid-carb rebuild, when one of my guys came in looking awkward as hell. Eli, there's someone here asking for you. I wipe the sweat off my neck and walk out front. And there she is. Ivy, standing outside the garage like she doesn't remember she used to live 10 feet from where she's now pretending to be a stranger. She's holding a coffee, wearing sunglasses, the whole vibe just off. I was in the area. She says, "Cool," I say back, straight face. Long silence. Then, can we talk? Part of me wanted to say no. Actually, all of me did. But I stepped outside anyway. Because some ghosts gotta be buried in daylight. We sat on the curb. She handed me the coffee, my order, black, no sugar. I didn't drink it. She stared at the ground for a bit, then said, "I saw your Echo Project interview." Everyone did. Guess I deserved that, she said. I shrugged. It wasn't about revenge. It was just my side. She nodded like she got it, but she didn't, not really. "Do you hate me?" she asked. I blinked. "No," I said. "I don't hate you. I just don't see you the same anymore, and I think that hurts more." That hit her. Hard. She kinda just crumpled into herself, pulled her knees up like a kid. "I messed it up," she whispered. I believed Sasha. I thought if I didn't follow the rules, I'd fall behind. And she kept saying, "You were holding me back." "You know I never did." "I know," she said, voice cracking. "Now I do." She reached into her tote, not that tote, a different one, and pulled out a small notebook. Pages filled with what looked like essays or letters or something in between. "I've been writing again," she said. "Real writing, not just brand captions. You made me want to be honest." And for a second, that old part of me stirred the one that believed in her before she believed in herself. But I shut it down. "I'm glad," I said, "for you. But this thing between us, it's not something I want to dig back up. I buried it on purpose." She looked up. "But what if I'm different now?" "You might be," I said, "but I'm different too. And this version of me, he doesn't need to go backward to feel whole." She tried to smile. It didn't stick. "I deserve that," she said. "Yeah," I said, "you do." And then I got up, nodded once, and walked back inside. Didn't look back. Didn't want to. 2 days later, she sent me one last text. "Thanks for not destroying me. You could have. You didn't." That was the last thing I ever got from Ivy. No drama. No scene. Just a quiet exit. Which, honestly, was more than I expected from her. Sasha still blocked, still irrelevant. Last I heard, she moved out of LA. Some mutual friend said she's trying to rebrand as a wellness retreat planner in Arizona. Good for her. May she find the peace she couldn't shut up about. As for me, I kept moving. The shop got a feature in Gear Plus Grit, like Sam promised. Full spread, photos of me and the crew, a shot of my old workbench with the caption "Where healing became habit." Cheesy as hell, but it landed. Got a bunch of new clients out of it, too. People who weren't just looking for a bike, they wanted a story. Something meaningful. Something rebuilt. One guy came in asking for a custom paint job with lyrics from a song his ex used to love. Said he wanted to own the memory without drowning in it. That hit deep. And Sam, yeah, still around. Still showing up with burritos after late nights at the shop, still sending me weird niche memes about carburetors and poetry, still asking questions that matter, and letting the quiet sit when I don't have answers. She's not perfect. I'm not either. But we're building something that doesn't need a highlight reel to feel real. And maybe that's the whole thing. Maybe real love doesn't announce itself. Maybe it just shows up over and over, quietly, steadily, without needing an audience. This morning, I opened a drawer I hadn't touched in months. Inside was a folder of receipts, notes, photos, memories. Stuff I thought I'd want to burn. Instead, I sorted them into two piles. One I threw out. The other I kept. Not to cling, but to remember. Not all endings are failures. Sometimes they're just exits. Necessary ones. I stepped outside and watched the sunrise hit the chrome on a freshly built bike, one we'd spent weeks tuning to perfection. It purred like forgiveness. And maybe that's what healing sounds like. Not silence, but a clean engine, running smooth, running forward. You ever realize your life changed while you weren't looking? That's what the last month felt like. Not some big, dramatic shift, no fireworks, no closure monologue. Just a bunch of small days where I wasn't angry anymore, where I didn't check her page, where I didn't wake up wondering what I could have done different. I just lived. Got my hands dirty, took longer lunches with the crew, started listening to music again without worrying about lyrics stabbing me in the ribs. That was new. Felt like I was finally turning the damn page. And then out of nowhere, life throws you a plot twist. Because apparently, being the guy who aired his heartbreak on social media and didn't burn the whole world down makes you, I don't know, interesting. I got invited to speak at this low-key event for small business owners. Topic building from breakdown. Yeah, cute. But honestly, I liked the idea. Not some influencer thing. No suits. Just real people who've been through real *T and built something anyway. So I went. Place was this converted warehouse in Austin. Exposed brick, string lights, smell of fresh coffee and sawdust, my kind of vibe. They gave me a badge that just said Eli/Restorative Garage. That hit weirdly hard. Restorative. Not motorcycle dude, not heartbroken TikTok guy, just restoring *T, metal, soul, whatever. I talked about starting the shop in my uncle's backyard, about heartbreak, about that hospital room, about how sometimes losing what you thought was your future clears space for the one that fits you better. Room was dead silent the whole time. Not bored silent locked in. When I finished, some guy in the back stood up, mid-30s, neck tattoo, looked like he probably knew how to hotwire a car with a spoon. He said, "Bro, same story, except I didn't handle mine with class. You made me wish I had." That F* king wrecked me. Because that was the point. Not to flex. To show it could be done. You could walk away with dignity. You could rebuild with your hands instead of your fists. After the talk, people came up one by one. A florist whose husband left her for his yoga instructor, she started painting again and opened an art cafe. A guy who lost his dad and his marriage in the same month. Now he teaches welding to teens who aged out of foster care. Every one of them had been cracked open. Every one of them chose to grow from it anyway. And I realized something right there, mid-convo, holding a cold-ass paper cup of green tea someone forced on me. This is the good part. Not the virality, not the petty wins. This, right here. The quiet proof that you're still standing. Still choosing peace. Still choosing you. That night I got back to the Airbnb and found a text from Sam. "You kill it," I replied. I think I said something halfway smart and made a guy with a snake tattoo tear up. So yeah. She sent back a voice note. Just her laughing and saying, "I'm proud of you." That meant more than she knows. We FaceTimed for a bit, talked about nothing. Her cat walked across the screen like she owned the place. Sam was wearing an old hoodie of mine. Said it smelled like motor oil and redemption. I told her that sounded like a cologne for ex-mechanics trying to date again. We laughed, a lot. And it hit me again. No eggshells? No, don't post that. No pretending to be cooler than I am. Just us. Comfortable, messy, real. The next morning, I took a walk before the flight home, found this little coffee shop downtown, sat outside with a journal I hadn't touched in forever. And I wrote something. Not a post, not a caption, just for me. It said, "I don't miss her anymore. I miss who I was trying to be when I loved her. And maybe that's okay, because now I know who I am." That felt final. Like the kind of full stop you don't erase. Back home, everything just kept going. One of my guys started dating the bakery girl from next door. They're disgustingly cute. He made her a keychain out of a broken throttle cable. She posted it like it was a Tiffany necklace. Love's funny like that. Another client brought in his late dad's bike, said he wanted it restored, but not perfect. Said, "Leave some of the rust. It reminds me he used to ride in the rain." F***CK, man. That line messed me up for days. Because yeah, not everything needs to be polished. Some stuff's beautiful because it's weathered. I started working on a personal project, rebuilding the first bike I ever fixed as a teen. The one that got me hooked. It's rusted to hell. Missing parts. Paint's almost non-existent. But it's mine. Feels like honoring the kid who stayed up all night trying to figure out how gears worked. Long before heartbreak and betrayal and TikTok blew up my world. Feels like coming home. And then, out of nowhere again, I get a DM. Verified account, blue check, some production company. They want to option my story. A TV show. Not a reality show, a scripted drama. Guy in his late 20s gets dumped, humiliated, betrayed, rebuilds his life through grease, grit, and a whole lot of stubborn love. It's not a guarantee, just a pitch. But I read it like 10 times. And I smiled. Because no matter what happens that story, it's mine. Twisted, painful, flawed, and of asterisk king honest. And maybe that's what people are starving for. Not perfection. Not clickbait. Just a mirror that doesn't lie. I told Sam about the pitch over dinner. Her eyes lit up. "Who plays you?" she asked. "Hopefully someone shorter and hotter," I joked. She threw a tortilla chip at my head. And later that night, when it was just the two of us on the couch, legs tangled, dogs asleep at our feet, she whispered, "You ever think this would be your life? I stared at the ceiling for a beat. Nah, I thought I'd be married to Ivy, fixing pipes, pretending that was enough. Sam didn't say anything, just reached for my hand. And that silence was everything.